Now, it's National Stress Awareness Day, as we've been reminding you all morning. Hope that's not stressing you out. What better way to unwind than with our yoga expert, Coby Langford, who's here. Can you just say, do you mind, Coby, a good morning to Mike and Steve, who watch you religiously?
Transfixed to the screen.
Mike's in the studio, actually.
They are transfixed to the screen every time you grace it.
Hi, Steve.
He's blushing. But Coby, yoga is renowned for being good for stress levels, isn't it? Why is that?
Well, there's a few reasons. Mainly because it works on your whole body. Obviously, you're not just a physical body. You're made up of emotions, and you're made up of thoughts, and you're made up of past experiences. And yoga kind of addresses all of those things at the same time. So it'll stretch you out. It'll stretch you out. When you get stressed, obviously you get tight muscles, don't you? And then you start to get a build-up of toxins in your joints. You start to get achy joints, and then that kind of that restricts the blood flow to your head, so then you can't think clearly. So it's like, and then so you hold yourself even tighter because you're more stressed. So it's like a vicious cycle. So yoga certainly addresses that issue, which is the tension in the muscles and the build-up of toxins. And then obviously with the breathing, I find more than the stretching, it's the breathing that helps with stress, because when you get stressed, you probably notice maybe you don't notice, that's the problem actually, you don't notice that you start breathing really shallow. Yeah. Which is why the stretches I've taught this morning are just about, you've got like 3 lobes in the lungs, and you need to start breathing from your abdomen, and that really helps, getting more oxygen into your system.
Well, do people wrongly diagnose themselves? I think that they've pulled a muscle when really the tension in that shoulder to their neck is maybe caused by stress and getting the muscle to contract.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, they say that stress is the #1 cause of absenteeism from work, and the #1 cause of stress is back pain. So, and the cause of back pain is, in my experience, working in a city centre practice, the #1 cause of back pain is sitting at a desk.
So it's a vicious cycle.
It's a complete vicious cycle. So then you're off work with stress-related back pain, which is, so it's all, so you really need to get down to grassroots level and get a few techniques that you can use to stop that build-up of stress.
Because there isn't time, is there, to whack on a yoga video at work at lunchtime and go through it for all of us, unfortunately. So what can we do throughout our working day?
Well, first thing you can do is drink lots of water. That's really important, because that just keeps everything moving, keeps the blood moving, that's the main thing. And I always advise people to just do a few stretches at the desk once an hour.
What kind of things can we do at our desk then?
I love stretching. You automatically just feel so much better. I mean, when you were showing us a couple of those moves before, and Nina was remarking on, oh, that feels great.
Oh, I know.
But you do that, when you have a stretch, you go, oh.
You do, and your head, every time you come in and we do the moves with you, I suddenly feel like I've woken up a lot more.
Oh, every time you come in, it's like everything stops anyway.
Is that the stress? Is that the but the thing is, when you're stressed, you don't feel like moving. That's the thing. So that's why the movements I suggest for people who are stressed or at work are really simple, gentle movements. So simply something as simple as twisting like this in your chair.
You can feel it straight away, can't you?
That's it. It doesn't take much, and that is yoga. Yoga just basically means stretching and, getting things moving.
Because we were talking about this before, people sort of think about yoga that it's really hard and it's stand on your head and put your legs behind it and what have you, but it's not.
It's like, you can go from a simple breathe deeply to a stand on your head, so you can from one extreme to the other.
Okay, we'll do the stand on the head bit later.
Yeah, try that later. Coby, everybody gets stressed, but do you get stressed?
Of course I get stressed. I totally get stressed. Life is stressful.
Of course I get stressed.
Life is stressful. It's not, you can't not get stressed. The thing is how you deal with it. So when I get stressed, I'll use my techniques. That's why I personally work with Dru Yoga, because it's a toolbox of techniques that you can carry with you wherever you go. You can't stop stress. You can stop how your body reacts to it. And if you don't deal with stress, you do end up getting ill.
Yeah. Would you recommend sort of preempting the stress? If you've been sat at your desk for an hour or so, just do it anyway, even if you feel your stress levels are really low?
Yeah, because stress level, it builds up without you realising, and before you know, you must be there when you're reading a page, and suddenly you have to read the same paragraph 3 times because you've just lost concentration, isn't it? And because you're thinking about something else, and that's kind of...
I suppose it doesn't help as well, as, it's dark outside now, and it will be for some time yet. It's getting colder, it's windier, and I suppose the getting up in the morning is sort of a bit of a harder task. So does the time of year make you more stressed?
I think so. I mean, for one reason, when it's cold, you hold yourself like that, don't you? So you're instantly a bit more grumpy, without realising you can't help it, and that's going to make you a bit more reactive. And I mean, it's well known, isn't it? The sun comes out. I mean, it's to do with, apparently, to do with the effect of the sun on the pituitary gland, pineal gland, all this SAD syndrome. You've actually got different hormones circulating in your body when it's sunny than when it's dark. So I don't know how Eskimos cope. They must just be manically depressed
A lot of
6
nose
months
kissing.
of the year.
A lot of nose kissing, that's what they do.
Thank you very much, Coby. I think you're back a bit later. What are you going to be showing us later?
We're going to be doing some nice, gentle breathing techniques and a couple of stretches just to that you can do once an hour to
Do you like the
keep the levels
emphasis
down.
on gentle in all of your yoga?
Yeah.
Suits me down to the ground. Right, we'll see you later.
Yoga for the people.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay, we're going to get some weather now with Michelle.